As for the Chinese student, what is their strengths? Yeah, for the Chinese student to study the OT, and what is the strengths for the Asian background student to study OT?
What we've observed over, well, for me personally, because I'm obviously Asian, so I like just generally speaking, some of the students that I've had in the past, I have noticed that really strong work ethic, like really studious. And committed to the course, and I think because these students have moved countries, left their families, some of them, like to come over to study, so there's a lot at stake, and I can really see that ignited in them, that they want to do well and they do give it a go. I have also seen students who struggled with English a little bit, but with the right supports have really grown over the course as well, like with the right networks, the right peers, and have made the most of the opportunity. Because I think studying overseas is not just about getting a degree. I think it's about the journey, and the journey is about making new friends and attending new cultural experiences, and also sharing their experiences with their peers as well, and also with the educators. So I think that they do bring a lot of positive attributes, and we learn from that as well.
So the Asian, especially for the Chinese student, they are very hardworking. Yeah. But I think for sometimes they are a little timid at the very beginning. So how the ECU will help the students be more confident?
I think the way we structure our program in terms of providing that background theory and the teaching there, but the way we structure our lab activities, we try and get students comfortable trying things out in a really safe way. So just encouraging students to give it a go. Try using that terminology that you've never used before, if it's anatomy, for example, and do it in a safe way. And then by the time they get out to placement, they'll have done enough of these structured activities, and they'll have tried something again and again, and hopefully they've gotten feedback along the way, and we've given them feedback where they can grow in that confidence.
I have another question. As for the English, non-native English speakers, how do they well prepare for the communication demands of OT studies?
There's definitely resources that you can use these days, like obviously language instructions, and if there's anything that needs translation, they can prepare that way. Having a look on our website, there's a lot of information on there, what units they'll be doing in first semester, second semester, and looking at what the learning outcomes are, so they can prepare themselves. Yeah, some of that we can't really answer because we don't really know like what needs that they may have, because you could do the unit. And then the best thing about our course is we have such a diversity of assessments as well. So say if they might struggle with the written assessment, then they might do really well in a video assessment because they can prepare for it and practice at home and then record themselves. So I think they would just have to come with the expectation that they'll give it a go, and they might be really good at some types of assessments and some maybe they can work on. But in order to prepare themselves, I think besides practicing the language and coming over and learning through the course, I think
do we provide English course for our students if they want English?
I think there's supports through the university as a whole to help students who are coming over from different countries or international students that have English as a second language. There are supports through the university as a whole.
Is it free?
I think you have to be enrolled to access some of those services, I think. But if they wanted to, they can externally themselves, enroll in their own course before they come, and that gives them more confidence. But once you're enrolled as a student, then they have access to all these other university resources. So there's even things like student hub support services if they're struggling with anxiety or mental health, or there's counselling services. But I think you have to be enrolled to access those services for ECU. That's staff and student.
Do you have any suggestions for the students who are doing their placements? Yeah, give them some suggestions or advice when they are doing their placements.
Probably ask questions would be the first one, and then try things out. You're not going to learn occupational therapy sort of sitting in a chair and just watching. It's it doesn't happen that way. You need to try it out. And if English is as a second language is a bit of a barrier, the more practice you get in using that terminology and starting to think in another language, the more practice you get at that, the easier it comes. So just practice and give it a go.
Thank you.